Hey guys, we're here at Trefloyne Manor Golf Course and Resort. Kim, what are we doing today?
We are going to talk about grip tension, Ryan, my man. Do you remember your first driving lesson?
Yeah.
Do you remember how tightly you gripped that wheel? It was mangled into a...
I was strangling it, I think that was the phrase the instructor gave.
Yeah. It was in a different shape when you finished the lesson, right?
It very much so.
Because you gripped it so tightly. These days, when you drive a car, you're hardly holding it at all. You're lightly holding the wheel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we know what the tension should be in our grip when we play golf? I mean, I've heard some silly articles like, imagine you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste, or picking up a small bird. How do you describe feel? Field golf is one of my things that I did many years ago.
Absolutely.
A series of things. Now, grip tension was one of those, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you on a grip test now.
Okay.
You set?
I'm concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Grab yourself a club,
All right.
and we'll do it.
Let's see.
So we're on the first tee here, Ryan.
Okay.
When you're at your most tense, the start of the round, people watching you.
How do you know?
I can tell by the look on your face.
Okay, true. All right, yeah, that's true.
I want to talk to you about the ideal tension of your grip.
Okay.
Because you know, when you grip too tightly,
Yeah.
what happens is it restricts your movements, restricts your energy, it spreads up through your body. The more you grip tightly with your hands, it spreads through your forearms,
Yeah.
your shoulders. It's not going to allow you to release your energy properly when you swing a golf club.
Okay.
Very easy to say grip lightly, but what does lightly mean? Let's do this test together. You ready?
Yeah.
What I want you to do is put your club down like this.
Yep.
Take your grip.
Yep.
And then imagine your grip is just a shell, that you're applying no pressure whatsoever.
Okay.
Eyes closed. Okay?
Oh.
That grip tension with your eyes closed now is zero. You're not applying any pressure. The club's just resting in your hands. But
Yeah.
your grip is formed. Okay?
Yes.
Now I want you to go from 0 to 10 in increments of 2. 10 being your maximum possible hold. You ready?
Okay.
Going with me, ready?
Ready?
Eyes closed. Go from 0 to 2, tighter, 4, tighter, 6, tighter. Feel the forearms tightening up. 8, shoulders tightening now. 10, maximum.
Yeah.
Back to 0, please.
Yeah.
Now go from 0 to 2. Go to 4. Keep your eyes closed. Feel that.
Yep.
Feel that. Go to 6.
Yep.
Go back to 4.
Yep.
Okay, open your eyes now.
Yep.
How does that 4 compare with how you would normally hold the club, tension-wise? Where would you normally be on that scale?
It's lighter, yeah, so I'm not holding it as tightly.
You would be normally 7, 11?
58.
No, but seriously.
Yeah, I'd usually be between 6 and 8. I'd say, yeah, about 7.
6 and 8, okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
I've talked to top pros
Yeah.
on the world circuits, the Ernie Els and people like that,
Yeah.
and asked them to do that test with me.
Yeah.
And they've all said 4 to 5.
Really? Okay.
It shows you don't have to hold the club tightly to control it.
Yes.
Just like driving your car in the steering wheel, you have more control if you hold more lightly.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Isn't it fascinating?
That will allow your club head to release properly
Yes.
while still controlling the hold on the club itself.
Yes.
But it's much lighter than you'd expect, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I think a lot of maybe, you know, I'm not high handicap, mid handicap, I suppose, but a lot of people strangle the club a bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's this hanging on and thinking that power is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fascinating thing. It really is. Yeah.
And the other thing about that, of course, is that if you've got a bad grip and you're holding it like this or something, you probably do need to hold it at 9 or 10 to be able to control it.
Yes.
If you have a good, well-formed grip, then 4 or 5 is plenty.
Yeah.
Because the club is in your hands.
Yeah.
There you go. Ready to play?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Gorgeous strike.
Beauty! You beauty!
How'd you feel about that one?
Well, that was a superstar shot there, mate. That's your one for the week,
Jeez,
isn't it?
I know, right. Let's finish. Just stop recording. We're done. Do you know what? I actually took off on that a little bit. As in, I usually try hitting a bit harder. It was very fluid.
Yeah.
So, someone's lessons.
Past my drive now, that's it for the day.
Well, jeez, honestly. But no, it was good. Do you know what? I really felt that grip.
Did you?
And when I say felt it, it was really comfortable. It was. It's interesting. I think people with a higher handicap do grip harder.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not something you think about, is it?
Well, it's confidence.
Yeah.
You think of the pressures. First tee, people watching.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is. It really is. Let's go and see what we've got left.
Yeah. Well, here we are on the 12th hole, the signature hole at Trefloyne Manor. It's a lovely par 3 which will strike the fear of God into the high handicapper, believe me, because if you look down the hole here, there's a great big chasm, a big dip, ready to catch the errant tee shot. The trees encroach from the left and slightly from the right as well. And then the hole only 138 yards long, but actually it's quite a test because the big double green is not one to be flirted with. You have to get your distance just right. And well, altogether, it's a lovely par 3 hole, the 12th at Trefloyne Manor.
So here we are on the 12th at Trefloyne Manor. You might have just seen the video that Kim's done there with the overview of the hole.
Yep.
Beautiful. What are you hitting?
I hit an 8-iron in today because there's a crosswind from left to right, and 140 is about right for me at my ripe old age.
Yes.
8-iron's a good, good club. Found the middle of the green, thank goodness.
Interestingly, with this hole as well, you might not be able to gather it from this footage, but from the other angle with the drone, you're going to see that it actually looks a lot longer, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It looks like it should play 150, 155.
Yes,
yeah.
It's interesting. So we've seen a couple of people come up and hit here, and they've been hitting woods off this tee, which I think to the eye, when you stand here on the tee, you actually think to yourself, I thought 160, one plus. So
it does look it.
Yeah, so it's deceiving. I think hitting this green is tricky. What's the play here to hit this green?
Well, I think the important thing is to make sure you've got your distance right, because you've got a 2-level green, and ideally take an extra club just to make sure you get over there, because invariably people end up short of the hole anyway when they play golf. So 90% of golf shots are hit short. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, 100% in your case. But
how does he know?
But yeah, that's the key here, getting the right club selection and making sure you get enough club to get to the back of the green. There's a big green, 2-level, and you don't want to be putting from lower level. Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to hit some shots now, and fingers crossed they don't go in the ravine, which is just here.
And the ravine is what makes it look longer.
It is, absolutely, it is. And to be honest, where are you aiming with this shot? Talk us through that, Kim, actually. I think that's going to be just interesting.
The ideal position here is to tee it on the left-hand side of the tee, so you get the full view of the green. A, that's psychologically very important, but B, it's actually a route in from the side of the green that suits the shot, from the left to the right here. If you tee off on the right-hand side, the trees on the right encroach and it makes the shot visibly more difficult. So teeing on the left-hand side is very important. And then try to make sure that you've got enough club to, as I said, reach the back of that green, because it's about 35 yards deep, that green, which is, for a par 3, is quite big. Do you think those bunkers are a threat? No, again, with plenty of club, not really.
Got a ball in your pocket?
Yes, I have. No, I haven't.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
Have a titanium piece of rubbish. I won't mention the brand.
Shall I hit it?
Yeah, go on.
No tee, how's that?
All right, Kim's gonna, no tee, there you go, this is a Golf Pro shot. Kim's gonna just knock it in the middle of the green. We won't edit this, we promise.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cheeky 8-iron.
That's gorgeous. Just on the left-hand side of the green there. Front edge. There you go.
So I could have done with one more club.
There you go.
Cheeky little 7 would have been better.
And you would have possibly hit, you would have been middle of the green to then creeping up that bank as well, or that ridge.
So I should listen to my own instructions, shouldn't I?
There you go.
Right then, Ryan, what club have you chosen?
Well, as I'm not a silly Billy, I thought I'd watch what you did and pick a 7. So,
you hitched a ride on my shot then, eh? I like it. Not a lot.
And I'm going to...
And Ryan is using a tee.
I am going to use a tee because I don't want to chunk this into the big, not that it would happen, but I don't want to chunk it into that thick stuff there.
And that's not in your mind though?
It's not one bit in my mind.
No.
In my mind is a nice fluid swing, and I'm not going to strangle this club.
You're going to hold it lightly?
I am. So let's...
Okay, clear your mind, tell yourself what you're going to do, and just do it. 7-iron shot.
Oh my God.
You almost made contact with the ball, you jammy devil. You've actually hit that right on the equator, and it's going to end up 15 feet from the hole. Ryan, you rascal.
Listen, at the end of the day, Kim, you know, you've got to take the rough with the smooth on the golf course, and I'll take that. So you actually can't see much of the green, it's just the flag from here, isn't it, Kim?
Yeah, and it just shows you the dip is probably about 35, 40 feet.
It is, it's pretty deep. Look,
yeah.
You know, up there is where you're hitting, up in the middle of the shot there.
That's why it's so scary for the high handicap golfer.
Yeah, definitely. It's
all that bundu in the way. You know that word bundu?
Bundu, no, what does that mean?
It's from Africa.
Is it really?
It means the big grass.
The big grass. I like that. It's a bit bundu.
Bundu. I've been
It's
in
very
bundu a lot.
Right, Kim, talk me through this. What's going on here?
Well, after my 8-iron tee shot, which is about a half a club out, I've now got a pretty difficult putt coming up here on this 12th green. From a lower level, it's about 35 feet, I suppose, in total.
Yeah.
And the important thing here, quite obviously, is to get the pace right, because the pin is actually in a very difficult position. It's not that far over the top of the crest. So getting the distance right here is very important. And it's more important to err on the strong side than it is on the weak side.
And why is that?
Well, because if you're short at all, you're going to come right back and maybe even off the green.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So you've got to do the job of making sure here you give it plenty, okay?
And the bank is right here. You can't quite see it from this angle.
Yeah.
You see it from side on, but then, yeah, and it's what we've got, maybe 8 to 10 feet of flat before, after the bank, really, and then...
oh, maximum, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're short...
Yeah, it's important to get this distance right, and certainly give it plenty, rather like we talked about the tee shot earlier on.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the tip. When you're faced with a shot like this, don't just rely on your eyes. I'm going to walk up along the length of the putt here, and what I'm relying upon now is my feet.
Yes.
As I walk up this slope, I can suddenly feel the steepness of the slope, and that's feeding back to my brain and telling me how much harder I've got to hit the ball than normal to get there. So your feet are feeding back the information all the time and getting to here. Also, I'll have a look behind the hole, see if I've missed anything from the other side. I can see it's not only uphill, but it actually curves a little bit this way from right to left as I'm going to putt it.
And that's something I think high handicappers don't do as much, isn't it? And why would you say that is, Kim? Would you say that's a habit of playing a bit too quickly?
Yeah, a little bit, but also they don't think about... You skied, right?
Yes, yeah.
The fall line?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ryan, come back this way with me. Come back here for a second with me.
Yeah.
This is important.
Yes.
The fall line here, in other words, straight down the slope, is here, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
From the other side there, we're coming slightly across the fall line.
Yeah.
So the ball is going to move a little bit from right to left as it gets up the slope.
Yeah.
Once it gets over the slope, strangely, on this particular putt, the ground comes slightly this way. So it's actually a double breaker.
Yes, yeah.
But the main break is from the right-hand side as I putt.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a go, shall I?
So I'm looking forward to seeing you sink it, to be honest with you.
Thank you so much.
Let's see.
I'm aiming up the right-hand side, about 3 feet actually.
So roughly here, you've got maybe a 7 feet back, but you know what? 7 feet back is better than the same putt again, isn't it?
Yeah, or even a chip.
Yeah, or even a chip. So Kim, now that you've got that short putt for par,
Yep.
me under pressure, haven't you? I'm on the edge here. Now, as a mid handicapper, hoping to be low one day, but I'm looking at this and I'm seeing the break coming off. It's going to be quite quick. Caution and danger here is I'm going to end up chipping down where you were, right? if I hit this too hard. So I'm thinking about line, and I'm thinking about pace. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm looking at the line. I've walked around like you did, and I can see that we're breaking about 4 feet from the right.
You think you're going to come from the right 4 or 5 feet?
I think.
Do you know what? What's influencing you to say that is the lie of the ball here on the slope.
Yes, yeah.
You felt the slope here, but if you feel the slope where you are now,
yes,
there's not much slope there now, is there?
No, yeah.
So it might feel that you're going to aim way right, but I would say 2 feet maximum.
Here?
Yeah, I would say so.
2 feet.
Max.
Should we meet in the middle at 3? So I'm going to go with the pro. 2 feet.
Do you see what I mean about what you're feeling here?
I do, yeah. You know what? And this is really interesting, right? Because I'm feeling that, and then I know there's a slope up to here.
Yeah.
And then I suppose it does flatten off here.
Yes, it does.
It does flatten off. So yeah, I'm probably compensating a bit too much.
But when the ball is going at its fastest, it doesn't take the slope so much. Remember?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So all right, let's try 2 feet and pace. Yeah. All right, 2 feet. Let's gauge this. How am I for 2 feet?
Yeah, that's good now.
Pretty good?
Yeah, very good.
Let's have a look at our pace.
And look, hardly any turn.
Interesting.
But in the end, it was more like 18 inches. Or
it was less, wasn't it? Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, so I think maybe there's two things that happen with higher handicap golfers. I think they either apply way too much, or go straight at the hole.
Yeah, and usually they undercook it.
Yes.
But because we'd had our chat earlier on about me feeling the slopes,
yes,
you were influenced by that at the start of the putt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting, eh?
Fascinating. But there we go.
Well, we've had a good day at Trefloyne Manor today.
Yep.
It's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been great, lovely. Yeah, lovely place. Awesome.
Round of golf takes about 4.5 hours these days for some people. When I started playing golf, a round of golf was 3 hours.
Really? Wow.
10 minutes per hole.
Seriously?
So I played 2 rounds of golf in one day, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Whether it was 4 balls, singles, whatever you had, one before lunch, one afterwards. So that's 10 minutes per hole.
That's amazing, isn't it?
People are taking 15, maybe 20 minutes per hole.
Yeah.
Now, with the pressures on modern life, is that sustainable? Can you justify? Can you justify to your family, I'm going to play golf, darling. I'll be back in 6.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's very tough. Yeah, I think with modern pressures and jobs.
You might say why. Yeah. One of the main reasons has been the things I've been involved in, which is the media, golf on television.
Yeah.
Now, high handicappers. When you were a high handicapper, and you saw
what do you
golf,
mean was?
Yeah, right. When you saw golf on television, you watched the pros take ages to play. It's their living. They can take ages to play because they have got the time.
Exactly, yeah.
It's what they do for
a living.
And
each shot means so much.
It's pressure, money, the usual things. So that has sort of gone across to the ordinary club golfers' mentality as well.
Hasn't it?
They're not as qualified to play the same standard, but they act the same.
You don't deserve to take that long, my friend. Speed it up.
Yeah. And also the other aspect, of course, is that it ceases to become an aerobic exercise.
Yeah.
Because if you're walking slowly or using a buggy, you're not exercising your heart that much.
Yeah.
So whilst you're out in the open, fresh air,
you're
not doing yourself much good in terms of weight reduction and everything else.
It's very true. Very true.
So kind of what I'm saying is, what's the future? Yeah.
It's an interesting topic, isn't it? And I think a lot of clubs have got, things to think about in the future as well, with memberships and so on. What's the trend at the moment? Obviously, you're more connected with golf and the network and industry than I am, being a pro. What's the trend with membership numbers and the future? What's that looking like?
Because occupations are transient these days and not secure, as we all know, the troubling times that we've had over the last 2 or 3 years, and in the future as well, possibly. people are not going to commit so easily to joining a golf club and paying subscription fees just for the sake of becoming a member.
Yeah.
So what you end up with is, they reckon in the UK alone, 2.5 to 3 million floating golfers who choose not to be members of golf clubs.
Yep.
For whatever reason. Their jobs are changing all the time. They'd rather play different courses all through the year rather than one course. Green fees have become a lot more competitive. Golf clubs have had to become more commercial.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, that all those things combined means that golf clubs are comprised of a lot of juniors, a lot of senior golfers who play 3 or 4 times a week, getting full value, but not enough of the people in the 30s and 40s age group. Because of the reasons I mentioned.
Yeah.
So, what's the future? I don't know. Maybe making golf rather like cricket or the other forms of sports that we see, where they shorten it, a quick blast, if you like.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 holes will be the future of golf. Maybe it'll be a 9-hole course.
It could be, reduced.
You know, 2.5 hours, out, bit of exercise, back home.
Yeah.
Where it used to be 18 holes in 3 hours.
Yes.
It could be 9 holes in 2.5.
Yeah. Well, I know my wife would much prefer a 9-hole course, so I think I know yours would as well. So, it is an interesting point, isn't it? I do feel we are at a point where golf is going to change in some way like that. I think there'll always be the traditional format of golf, but I think also to stay commercial and viable for the modern world that we live in, which is, let's be honest, it's all about convenience, speed. I want something now. Yeah. Golf goes the other way to that. It runs against the grain, to use a term, doesn't it?
But it's not all negative.
No.
Because what golf has done over the last 25 years, as I've observed it anyway, is welcomed a lot more kids and women into the game.
Definitely.
So it's a much more family-oriented, less elitist sport.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started, the solicitor, the chemist, and the headmaster of the school were all members of the golf club.
Yeah. Well, you needed a certain kind of annual income, right, to play golf. Let's be honest, that's what it was.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, 25 years ago, you couldn't get into some golf clubs.
Yeah.
There was a waiting list.
Yeah.
And you had to be selected and approved by the committee.
Yes. Yeah.
Now they welcome you in,
exactly.
and green fees are really cheap.
Yeah.
It's the way of the world, the commercial world.
It's an interesting topic. Yeah, I think we're not far off seeing what will happen. I think clubs are starting to think about this as well.
Yeah.
I think, and to be able to bring talent through as well. You know, with children, I think having, I mean this in the nicest way, but I think children of today compared to 30 years ago might have a shorter attention span.
Yes.
So 4 hours of golf.
The computer age.
Exactly, as opposed to 9 holes.
Yeah.
You know, which could be done at a fairly quick speed in an hour and a half.
Yes.
I think people will start to lean towards that, and I think golf will have to mould and change a little bit with the world. You know.
I believe so.
But I hope it doesn't change too much.
Exactly, because rather like Test cricket, there's still the tradition of the game, which must be upheld. Yeah. And of course, all of the great courses are 18 holes.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe that will be the treat, as opposed to the norm.
Yes, yeah. And interestingly, living in Australia for 7 years, when I did get to play, because 2 little children, when I did get to sneak out on a Sunday afternoon, it was 9 holes.
9 holes,
It was 9 holes. So
interesting.
I probably played in 7 years in Australia 18 holes, maybe 5 times, so maybe 5 to 10 times.
In a way, you were sort of a prophecy of the future.
There we go, see?
Interesting.
You heard it here first. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and be sure to like, subscribe, share links, ask questions. I might not have the answers, but I know somebody who probably will.
Yeah, and also, Ryan, we've got to say a big thank you to Kim Bainon, the owner and proprietor here at Trefloyne Manor.
Yes.
This beautiful place. Ryan,
Gorgeous.
the professional as well here. Thanks for his help.
Not me, by the way, Ryan.
Another Ryan. 2 Kims and 2 Ryans in one day. We can't. That's too much.
That is weird, isn't it? Yeah. And
they've been great hosts.
Absolutely. And look at the 18th there. There you go. Lovely view over the bridge at the 18th green. A lovely spot. And cheers to feel good golf and good company.
See you next time.